ॐ सहनो भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। तव नामस्मरणं मम जीवनम् तव नामश्रवणं परमानन्दम् तव नामस्मरणं मम जीवनम् तव नामश्रवणं परमानन्दम् तव रूपग्रहणं भवहरणम् तव रूपग्रहणं भवहरणम् तव पादसेवनं मम रक्षकम् भवहरणम् तव पादसेवनं मम रक्षकम् ब्रह्मानन्दं स्वामिनामम् स्वामिरूपम् नित्यानन्दं स्वामी गीतम् हृदयानन्दं स्वामी बोधम् आत्मानन्दं स्वामी ध्यानम् आनन्दं परमानन्दम् स्वामी सेवनमानन्दम् आनन्दं परमानन्दम् वामि सेवनमानन्दम् ॐ गुरुनाथ जय गुरुनाथ 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 सद्गुरुनाथ मम गुरुनाथ ॐ नमो नारायणाय नमो नारायणाय ॐ नमो नारायणाय ॐ नारायणाय ॐ नमो नारायणाय ॐ नमो नारायणाय ॐ नमो नारायणाय ॐ नमो नारायणाय सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. Let us chant from verse number 16. नात्यस्नतस्तु योगोऽस्ति न चैकान्तमनस्नतः न चातिस्वप्नशीलस्य एव चार्जुन युक्ताहारविहारस्य युक्तचेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्तस्वप्नावबोधस्य योगो यदा विनियतमेवावतिष्ठते निःस्पृहः सर्वकामेभ्यः युक्त इत्युच्यते तदा यथा दीपो निवातस्थः नेङ्गते सोपमा स्मृता योगिनो यतचित्तस्य युञ्जतो योगमात्मनः यत्रो परमते चित्तम् निरुद्धं योगसेवया यत्र चैवात्मनात्मानं पश्यन्नात्मनि सुखमात्यन्तिकं यत्तद् बुद्धिग्राह्यमतीन्द्रियम् वेत्ति यत्र न चैवायं स्थितश्च अन्यतेनाधिकं ततः यस्मिन् स्थितो न दुःखेन गुरुणापि विचाल्यते तं विद्या दुःखसंयोग वियोगं योगसन्नितं स निश्चयेन योक्तव्यः योगो निर्विण्णचेतसा सङ्कल्पप्रभवान् कामान् सर्वान् शेषतः मनसैवेन्द्रियग्रामं विनियम्य समन्ततः. So at the seat of meditation, if the mind is pure, we will see two entities. Towards consciousness. Then what will happen? Mind will start experiencing the present properties of consciousness. And one of the properties, Anandam, bliss, peace, is to know that the real peace and happiness is within. Such a mind, yatro paramate chittam niruddham, mind becomes silent. So that is compared with the flame which remains motionless in a breezeless spot. So for the beginner, the meditation is what Ramana Maharshi calls it as Virala Chintanam. So once in a while the mind goes to the self, but again it goes out, again comes back, again goes out. But slowly that Virala Chintanam should become Sarala Chintanam, steady meditation, uninterrupted, continuous, spontaneous, effortless abidance in consciousness. What is the find? Mind disappears. There is only self reveling in itself. Atmanyevatmana tushtaha. So this state is that even the cannot disturb that person. Yes, sthitena gurunapi vichalyate. So what does Bhagavan say? Sanishchayena yoktavyaha. This has to be done. There is no choice. It is not an optional thing. It is mandatory for a person who wants to put an end to all sorrows. Because what is our present condition? Dukkha Sanyoga is a present condition. Disassociation from our association with sorrow is yoga. Dukkha Sanyoga Viyoga is yoga. So this is one of the definitions of yoga. Disassociation from our association with sorrow. So left to itself, we are always united with sorrow only. If a person says, no, no, I am a happy person, he is deluded. That is only because you have not analyzed life properly. Everybody is miserable only. Any dependence is misery. Any slavery is misery. Living in this body itself is misery only. Because body itself is decaying and dying every moment. Our nature is infinite consciousness. So therefore that alone can truly satisfy us. So therefore we have to put forth all our efforts. See what is said here. Anirvinna chetasa. We have to be diligent, enthusiastic in this yoga. The yoga of putting an end to all sufferings. So what are we supposed to do? So at the seat of meditation, again the same things are repeated. Sankalpa prabhavan kaman tyaktva sarvan asheshataha. All the desires that come at the seat of meditation, the thoughts that arise, all the thoughts are the thoughts of some desire, something or the other. Completely eliminate all desires. Because all these desires are potential seed for rebirth. Manasa eva indriyagramam viniyamya samantata. So at the seat of meditation, you sit down, withdrawing your sense organs with the mind. So in the beginning, what you have to do, sit down, shut off all the sense organs and withdraw the mind from the sense organs. After that, what you have to do, let us chant verse number 25 and 26. Shanai Shanairuparame Buddhya dhruti grihitaya Atma samstham manah kritva Na kinchidapi chintayet Shanai shanairuparame Buddhya dhriti grihitaya Atma samsammanah kritva Na kinchidapi chintayet Yato yato nischarati Manaschancalamassthiram Tatastato niyamyetat Atmanyeva vasham nayet Yato yato nischarati Manaschancalamassthiram Yes. So once you have seated on the seat of meditation, shut off the sense organs, slowly gather the mind within. Shanaihi, shanaihi, slowly, slowly. So when you are active in the world and you have come back to this seat of meditation, for some time the mind will be disturbed. Because we are coming from the world, all those impressions are there. Allow those impressions to settle down. Few minutes it takes for all those impressions to settle down. Shanaihi, shanaihi. And slowly, once the disturbance settle down, then the vasana start expressing the thoughts from within. So the disturbances come from within. At that time, what should you do? Uparame Shanaihi shanaihi uparame buddhya dhruti grihitaya. Now this is very important. Mind will go outward. That mind has to be withdrawn by what? Buddhi, intellect. What kind of intellect? Dhruti grihitaya, strong intellect, steady intellect. What gives steadiness and strength to the intellect? Our wisdom, our study, our knowledge, our reflection, all that gives strength to the intellect. So, when the mind goes out towards the world of sense objects, intellect will have to be used in order to withdraw that mind. Buddhya dhruti atma samstham manah krutva. So when the mind goes out, pull that mind and fix it in the self. Now, here is a tug of war. Tug of war between what? Intellect and the mind. So unless intellect is strong enough to withdraw the mind, what will happen? Mind will drag the intellect away. So unless intellect is really strong compared to the mind, this meditation is impossible. Mind will go towards the world of sense objects, towards the world of likes and dislikes. When the mind goes, intellect must have the strength to withdraw the mind and fix it in the self. If my likes and dislikes are very strong, and if the intellect is very weak, intellect has no clear understanding about the self, intellect has not been disciplined. How to strengthen the intellect? By living a life of right and wrong. How to weaken the mind? By not living a life of likes and dislikes. This is the way. Every time you do something what you like, which is not right. Every time you don't do something which you don't like, but which is right, what are you doing? You are strengthening your mind. That mind becomes your enemy. Every time I do what is right, even though I may not like it, every time I am not doing what is wrong, even though I like it, what am I doing? I am strengthening the intellect. Hmm. So all that comes here at the seat of meditation. When the mind goes, the intellect knows that it is going out. Hey, come here. No, this is not the time. Come back. Mind should obey. Hmm. In a pure mind, this obedience happens. You don't have to struggle with the mind. Mind obeys. It comes. And what do you do with that mind? Atma samstham manakrito. Shift the attention of the mind to the self. Na kinchidapi chintaye. Then don't think anything else. First, the mind is filled with worldly thoughts. So what is the first thing to do? Fill that mind with spiritual thoughts. This is also a meaning of bringing intellect into picture. In the beginning, the mind is filled with worldly thought because we are coming from the world. Something at all must have happened. We are thinking about that. Then immediately intellect should come. Hey, this is not the time to think of all that. Stop. So replacing the worldly thought with spiritual thoughts. Where do you get spiritual thoughts from? From our study of the scriptures, reflection, etc. So that is the role of the intellect, bringing the spiritual thought. And now, once the thought has been brought, now what is the essence of spiritual thought? Consciousness is everything. Now what has to be done? Shifting the attention of the mind to the self, to consciousness. So this is what is called as nididhyasana. Shravanam, Mananam, everything is over. It is assumed that it is over. Otherwise, this is not possible. If you don't know what consciousness is, how will you shift your attention to that? Again, if you don't know the glory of consciousness, why should you shift your attention? All that is over in Shravanam and Mananam. So we assume that everything is done. Now this is just Nididhyasana. Shifting the attention to consciousness. After that, Nakinchidapi chinte. Then again, don't bring any thought. Worldly thoughts are replaced by spiritual thought, and the spiritual thought end in spiritual experience. What is spiritual experience? Experience of consciousness is spiritual experience. Abiding in consciousness is spiritual experience. Being there, the state of being. Then again, don't initiate a thought. But suppose again worldly thought comes, again do the same thing. Replace the worldly thought by spiritual thought, then end the spiritual thought with. So what is the example given by Bhagavan Shankaracharya in Atmabodha? Kataka Renuvat. Remember that example? Muddy water. So you put Kataka Renu, the dust of a tree, or alum. So what do you do? You put that alum or that dust. So what does the dust do? It sticks with that mud, becomes heavy and settles down. And finally, you have a clean water. So in the same way, what is that dust here? Worldly thought is that mud particle, suspended particle. Spiritual thought is the dust, kataka renu. And then together, so the spiritual thought is designed to eliminate the worldly thought and die itself. How does spiritual thought die? Spiritual thought is nothing but directing our attention to the spirit, the self. And after that, both the thoughts die down. Na kinchidapi chintayet. Though we remain for some time, again, unknowingly, again the mind goes out. Then what to do? Yato yato nischarati. Again and again mind will go. Again and again withdraw. Because the nature of the mind is manaha chanchalam asthiram. This is the nature of the mind. It's very fickle. Asthiram, not steady. Again and again it will go out. Every time bring it back. When it goes out, bring it back. Goes out, bring it back. In this process, what happens is vasana exhaustion happens. Hmm. Every time I withdraw the mind from that sense object, not showing interest in the sense object, destroying that worldly vasana through spiritual experience, vasana exhaustion starts happening. And slowly a time comes when mind, that intensity with which the mind goes out reduces. The frequency with which the mind goes out reduces. Both intensity and frequency start reducing. Slowly, 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 slowly. Mind start going out less frequently, less intensely, and slowly, 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 it settles. Just like a ball dropped. First drop, ball bounces high. Second bounce is less. Third bounce is less. And finally, what happens? Ball remains on the ground. Mind is also like that. Everything in nature is like that. यतो यतो निश्चरति ततः ततः नियम्य आत्मन्येव वशं नयति. Again and again do, again and do. So patiently you have to do. That is how slowly that mind settles. Then what happens when this practice is done? Let us chant 27 and 28. प्रशान्तमनसं ह्येनं योगिनं सुखमुत्तमम् उपैति शान्तरजसम् ब्रह्मभूतमकल्मषम् प्रशान्तमनसं ह्येनं योगिनं सुखमुत्तमम् उपैति शान्तरजसम् युञ्जन्नेवं सदात्मानम् योगी विगतकल्मषः सुखेन ब्रह्म संस्पर्शम् अत्यन्तं सुखमश्नुते. युञ्जन्नेवं सदात्मानं योगी विगतकल्मषः सुखेन ब्रह्म संस्पर्शम् अत्यन्तं सुखमश्नुते. Yes. So as this is done, what is the nature of the mind? Akalmasham. Mind is free from tamas. Shantarajasam. Mind is free from rajas. Prashantamanasam. You see, each one. Mind is in sattva now. Now, every time you are shifting your attention to the self, you are going beyond sattva. Only a sattvic mind can drop itself using the self. So, rajas and tamas, how do you get rid of rajas and tamas? Through karma yoga, not at the seat of meditation. At the seat of meditation, you are getting rid of sattva. You are going beyond sattva. So, at the seat of meditation, the necessary condition is mind has to be sattvic. Otherwise, what will happen? At the seat of meditation, you will never know what is consciousness, what is thought, when it is going out, when it is coming, what kind of thoughts am I entertained, nothing will be known. When the mind becomes pure, you are able to watch your thoughts, detect your thoughts. You are able to see those thoughts very different from the self, from consciousness. Two entities, they are two different things. Very clearly you see when the mind is pure. Detaching from the thought is impossible if you are not able to see thoughts different from consciousness. So therefore, Karma Yoga stage itself, these things should happen. Rajas is gone, tamas is gone, mind is in sattva. So as you abide in this self, what happens? Uttamam sukham upayati. One attains absolute bliss. But what is the experience of that person at that time? Brahma Bhutam. He becomes Brahman. He knows Brahman, and this knowing of Brahman leads to becoming of Brahman. This is a unique feature about spirituality. Knower becomes that. It never happens in any other field. Knower of mathematics doesn't become mathematics. He remains a knower only. In every field, knower is different from the known. Whereas in this, knower doesn't remain different from the known. Knower becomes the known. Only another example which can be given, which is similar, is dreamer waker example. When dreamer knows the waker, he becomes the waker. Knower of the waker becomes the waker. If he has not become the waker, what does it mean? He is still the dreamer only. Dreamer may imagine about the waker, but that is not waking. Our imagining that state is not becoming. Becoming means, knowing means becoming. Brahma Bhutam becomes. Knower of consciousness has to become consciousness. In fact, this is not actually true. Brahma Bhutam, becoming Brahman. Are you are already Brahman. There is no becoming. There is only discovering. What is discovering? Already it is there. It was covered. Uncovering is called discovery. Some cover was there, you removed that cover. Paramatma plus wrong notion equal to Jivatma. Remove the wrong notion, then what happens? Jivatma realizes that he was already Paramatma. Even when the wrong notion was there, he remains Paramatma only. Wrong notion doesn't make any change. Suppose in my dream, I dream that I am a cow. So am I cow or am I human being? Who am I? I continue to be a human being only. In the dream, I have this dream that I am a cow. So the person who is awake, who is sleeping next to you, how should that person treat you? Wrong notion has no value. You are what you are. A person who is hallucinating, it has no value. Yes, as far as, but for that person, it's a big value. A person who is having a wrong notion that I'm a cow, he behaves like a cow only. Isn't it? So in the same way, who are we? Paramatma. Deluded Paramatma. What do you mean by deluded? Wrong notion is there that I am this body. Consciousness imagining that it is a body is called Jivatma. It is just a wrong notion. So the whole spiritual practice is only to remove this wrong notion. If removal of wrong notion is to be done, what is the means? Right understanding is the means. Wrong notion can be removed only through right understanding. That is why Jnana Yoga alone is the way. There is no other way. Nanyaf pantha enaya vidyate. There is no other way. If problem is created by wrong understanding, the solution is only right understanding. There is no other choice. No, Sanji, bhakti can purify the mind. Bhakti cannot be a option for knowledge. No. That is why Bhagavan says, Tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam. Those who are bhaktas, Bhagavan says, I give them knowledge. Teshamevanukampartham aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayami atma bhavastah jnana deepena bhasvata. In those people who have devotion for me, I light the lamp of knowledge. Knowledge alone is a means. So how does Bhagavan's grace enter for the devotees? Bhagavan makes sure that this devotee gains right knowledge. This is the only way, because there is no other way. Bhakti helps you gain jnana. That is why in Bhagavatam, Bhakti is considered as mother. Jnana Vairagya is considered as sons, two sons of mother. Cause is Bhakti, effect is jnana. End result is jnana. Bhakti purifies the mind. In a pure mind, that person becomes fit for highest knowledge. There is no replacement for jnana. Just like going to a temple. You may go in from various ways to the temple, but once you reach the temple, sanctum sanctorum, you don't have a choice. You have to turn in that particular direction only. Coming to the temple, there are so many ways. Once you come to the temple, sanctum sanctorum is there, Bhagavan is there. You have to turn in that direction only. Purification of mind, so many ways are there. But after purifying the mind, gaining the knowledge, there is no option. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam only is the way. There is no other way. Turning the attention to the self is the only way. Just like all the sufferings of the dream, how to put an end to it? Chanting Vishnu Sahasranama in the dream. Vishnu Sahasranama is wonderful, no doubt about it. Problem will not be solved. In the dream, there is only one solution. Wake up. What is waking up? Gaining the knowledge of the waker. Gaining the knowledge of my own self. That is called waking up. So this clarity has to be there. So, okay. So the point is Brahma Bhutam. He becomes Brahman. What do you mean by becoming Brahman? You are already Brahman. There was a wrong notion that I am a Jivatma. That wrong notion goes away. You know yourself as you are. This is the purpose of life. This is the purpose of all yogas also. All the yoga, whatever yogas are there, this is the purpose. Utsthale manah swasthata kriya bhakti yoga bodhascha nishchitam. Hrutsthale manaswasthata. Mind abiding in the heart space, in the center of your being. That itself is called knowing oneself. That is a purpose. Hrutsthale manaswasthata bhakti yoga bodha. Whether it is Bhakti Yoga, Bodha, Jnana Yoga, or Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, purpose is the same. Hmm. Brahmabhutam akalmasham. In this way, yunjannevam sada. This has to be constantly practiced. In the beginning, you get glimpse once in a while. But then with practice, what happens? It becomes a habit. What becomes a habit? Abiding in consciousness becomes a habit. All the vasanas die down. Vigata kalmashaha. And a time comes when sukhena brahma samsparsham. Sukhena means very easily. Easily you are able to shift the attention. Effortless. Just like today, I am a man, I am a woman. This has become effortless to us. There's no, we don't consciously think and cultivate and practice. Not that. It is very natural to us. So how natural it has become, in the same way this also becomes. Brahma samsparsham atyantam sukhamasnute. Hmm. I am Brahman. This knowledge becomes very, very clear and effortless. And thus, that person experiences bliss. Yogarato va bhogarato va sangarato va sangavihina yasya brahmani ramate chittam nandati nandati nandati. It doesn't matter where he is. Yogarato va bhogarato, whether he is in yoga or bhoga. Sangarato va sangavihina, whether he is with people, without people. What is his condition? Brahmani ramate chittam. Mind is reveling in Brahman. What is his experience? Constant bliss. Hmm? It's a steady. Say, why constant bliss? Because the nature of consciousness is bliss. Hmm. Now, his relationship with others. That is a topic which Bhagavan takes up. Let us chant 29 and 30. Sarvabhutasthamatmanam सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि ईक्षते योगयुक्तात्मा सर्वत्र समदर्शनः सर्वभूतस्थमात्मानं सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि ईक्षते योगयुक्तात्मा सर्वत्र यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि स च मे न प्रणश्यति यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि स च मे न प्रणश्यति. Sarvabhutastham Atmanam Sarvabhutani cha Atmani. Now, this is a very common phrase that we see in Upanishads, in Gita. Hmm. So, what is his experience? Sarvabhutani cha Atmani. He sees all beings in himself. This is how everything starts. So, as we go on meditating, we come to know that I am not in the world, but actually, world is in me. There is a complete shift. In my ignorance, I think I am in the world. But as your meditation deepens, as consciousness becomes more and more important, because as your attention goes towards consciousness, you come to know that consciousness is the support of everything. So then what is experience? World is in me. World is a projection of the mind. Mind is nothing but flow of thoughts. All these thoughts are in consciousness. Therefore, consciousness is the support of the world. The world is nothing but things and beings. Sarva bhutani atmani. So even when he is interacting with the world, one part of the attention is always upon consciousness. I am in the Lord, in the language of devotion. When you constantly, regularly meditate on the self, pay attention to the self, consciousness becomes so very evident. That presence of consciousness becomes so loud and clear. It is not the loudness of sound, no. It is a loudness of presence. Intensely present. Whether you open your eyes or close your eyes, it is present. Attention is in consciousness, that becomes a habit. Everything else becomes insignificant. Sarva bhutani cha atmani. To such an extent that I start defining myself as consciousness. Body is also a part of the world. What is nearer to me, body or consciousness? Consciousness only. Body also appears a little far only. A whole shift in understanding about life. That person gets rooted in consciousness. For an ignorant person, world is important, consciousness means nothing. For a wise man, consciousness is everything, world is insignificant. What is the example given in the second chapter? Yadisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagarti sanyami. For a yogi, that which is night, for an ordinary person, that is daytime. For a yogi, that which is daytime, for ordinary people, that is night. This is what happens. For ordinary people, he has no value for consciousness. He has value only for the world. He is running after the world. Whereas Mahatma, for him, consciousness is everything. Total shift. Sarva bhutani cha atmani. Everything is in the self. Just like all the ornaments are in the gold, all the waves are in water. So shift your attention to that which truly matters. This consciousness is in language of devotion called God, or the lotus feet of God, whatever you may call it. And now, with this understanding, when he sees a person outside in the world, what does he see? I am consciousness functioning in this world through this body, so that person is also Consciousness alone. So that is called as Sarva Bhutastham Atmanam. In every being, this consciousness is there. Therefore, he never develops any superiority complex. You see? So what is the end result of jnanam? Humility. I am in no way special. In no way I am special. That which is there in me, that great treasure, it is there in everyone. All are divine. The only difference is he still carries that wrong notion. My wrong notion is gone. That's all. But with respect to essence, it is the same. One is enlightened Paramatma, the other is ignorant Paramatma. But both are Paramatmas only. Ignorant Paramatma doesn't become anything, it is Paramatma only. Sarvabhutastham Sarvabhutancha Atmani Ikshate Yoga Yukta Atma. Such a person is called a Yoga Yukta Atma. The one who is endowed with this union with God, united with God. Therefore, what is his vision? Sarvatra Samadarshanaha. He sees the same thing everywhere. The vision of oneness comes to him. Any other oneness you talk about is all superficial. This is a real vision of oneness. When there is vision of oneness, there is unconditional love. Because I cannot but love myself. And I am seeing myself in everyone. It is unconditional love. Whom do we love unconditionally? Myself only. Any other love is conditional, other than me. Any love. But I love myself unconditionally. I may be inefficient, I may be ugly, but I love myself. There cannot be any condition where I am not loving myself. So when I see myself in everyone, so then that love becomes perfect love, unconditional love, infinite love, unconditional and infinite, both go together. Sarvatra samadarshanaha. You see the next verse. Yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati. The one who sees me in all and all in me. What is the difference between 29 and 30? Their Atma term is used, here me is used. What does it mean? I am the Atma in all. I am the self in all. So where should you search for Bhagavan Sri Krishna? Huh? Which yuga you have to go? Many times people say, oh, I am so unlucky, Swamiji. When Krishna was born, I was not there. I missed Krishna also and Rama also. Both the trains I missed. In fact, all Dashavataras I missed. I don't know when that Kalki is going to come. The purpose of Avatara is to not to say that this body is me. No. Avajananti ma mudhaha manushim tanumashritam. Param bhavam ajanantaha mama bhuta maheshwaram. People don't know that I am there in their own body. Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarvakshetreshu bharata. In every body I am that kshetrajna, the knower. It is me. Aham atma gudakesha sarva bhutashe sthita. I am the self in all beings. People don't recognize me. So who is the real Krishna? The self in me or that Dwapara Yuga Krishna? That form Bhagavan took only to introduce himself. That I am the self in you. Then he dropped that body. So if you want to meet Krishna, you can meet him directly in your heart as a very consciousness in you. Not only Krishna you can meet Shankara also. You can meet Taponji Maharaj also. You can meet Gurudev also. These people are right there where you are, isn't it? Then all this sorrow will go away. Otherwise, sorrow will remain. If your understanding is faulty, it will lead to sorrow. And what is a faulty understanding? That body is that person. Then you will suffer. Ayyo, I am so unfortunate. I could not meet Gurudev. I could not meet Shankaracharya. I could not meet Taponji Maharaj. See, that is all delusion only. What is the understanding of Shankaracharya about himself? I am the self. Ah, that self is right here, no? Gurudev is to tell, we shall meet at the peak of your meditation. In your peak of your we will meet. Once this understanding comes, there is such a relief. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami. Sachamena pranashyati. I am never lost to him. He is never lost to me. You see? Is there even a single moment when we are away from God? If this is the definition of God, that God is consciousness in me, am I ever separate from him? Never. To say that, oh, I had a vision of God and in 2 seconds it vanished, then that is imperfect vision. That is not the right vision. That is an imagination of the mind. No doubt, a pure mind. But vision of God is continuous. Every moment it is there, every moment. Ishadarshanam swa atma rupatah. What is Bhagavan's vision? Atma itself is Bhagavan. They are not two different things. Every moment it is there. Yes, I may miss that vision when my attention is not upon consciousness. I may ignore the Lord. That way I can be separate from the Lord. Separation is only by ignoring. That is why it is called self-ignorance. You ignore. When we say ignore, what does it mean? It is there, but my attention is somewhere else. That is called as ignoring. Self-ignorance, such a beautiful term it is. Maybe accidentally they have put it, but it is a right word. It is not self-absence. It is self-ignorance. You ignore it. Therefore you don't get it. So what is the opposite of ignoring? Paying attention. So make paying attention a habit. That is spirituality. Atma samsam manakarta. That is called paying attention. Hmm. Such a person who is paying attention to the self, he will all the time experience Bhagavan. Next verse, let us chant 31 and 32. Sarvabhutasthhitam yo mam bhajatyekatvamasthitah सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि स योगी मयि वर्तते. सर्वभूतस्थितं यो मां भजत्येकत्वमास्थितः सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि आत्मौपम्येन सर्वत्र समं पश्यति योऽर्जुन. सुखं वा यदि वा दुःखम् स योगी परमो मतः. आत्मौपम्येन सर्वत्र समं पश्यति योऽर्जुन. स योगी परमो मतः. Yes. Such a person, sarvabhuta sthitam mam bhajati. In all beings he sees that self. He sees that Lord. Firmly rooted in that ekatva. So can he hate anyone? Impossible. Hatred completely vanishes. Because now where is his attention? The self in others. His attention is not upon the imperfection of others. Everybody is imperfect. Something or the other is lacking in everybody. Some defect is there in everyone. If your attention is upon the defect of that person, you start hating that person. You start disliking that person. You just observe. All those people whom you dislike, where is your attention? That person is not good. He did this. He has such vices. How to love a person whom you hate? Or rather, how to get rid of hatred feeling? Sometimes that can be a big nuisance at the seat of meditation. Unknowingly, mind wanders into that whirlpool and gone. All the memories of the past, all bitterness, all. One technique is start meditating on the goodness of that person. What all good things he has, write it down. That is one way. Meditate upon the goodness of that person. Meditate all those good things that that person has done to you. Consciously remember, and that hatred will go away. This is a worldly solution. Okay? It works. Replace your negative thought with the right positive thought. Then all the bitterness will go away. Consciously you have to do, repeatedly you have to do. This is a solution from the worldly level, but the spiritual solution is even higher. What is the spiritual solution? This is the one. See God in them. Because that person is also nothing but consciousness. But this can be done only when you have paid attention to consciousness in you. Otherwise, this is not possible. Practice meditating upon consciousness, automatically you will see consciousness in them. What you see in yourself, you will see in others. This is a law. If you see yourself as a body, you will see others also as a body. That's the law. If you see yourself as consciousness, automatically that mind pierces through that body and sees consciousness. That's how mind becomes my best friend. Train the mind in right understanding. In the light of right understanding, the whole world is seen. Ekatvam asthitah. So there is this story. There was this man, a saintly person. He was walking on the road with his bag. So he was all alone. It was a lonely area. And suddenly one robber comes. Give whatever you have. What will he have? One bag, nothing is it. But then he hits him. He falls down unconscious. He leaves him on the road. There is nothing there in the bag. He leaves. After some time, one car comes. And that person sees a saintly person lying down on the road. Immediately he gets down, takes the person, goes to the hospital. So there, this saint regains his consciousness. He wakes up. He finds himself in the hospital. So this rich man gives him a glass of milk. Sir, tell me who did this to you? I'll teach him a lesson. I put him behind bars. Tell me who did this? That saint said, the one who did it is giving milk to me now. There was no difference at all for him. You see, Bhagwan seated in that robber's heart. Both are done by Bhagwan only. You just cannot hate. Because attention is in God only. What can you do? Hmm. Just like that famous actor. Sometimes he's like a beggar, he's like a king, he's so many. But you are seeing that actor only, you know. You know, he's Amitabh Bachchan. In the same way, Bhagwan comes in various costumes. Hmm. The actor behind is the same. Are you able to perceive that actor devoid of all the costume? So such a person, sarvatha vartamanopi sayogi maivar, that person is always with me. He lives in me. Sarvatha vartamanopi, at all times. It's not that only at the seat of meditation he experiences and when he comes out, it's gone. No, no. So here, what it means is whatever be his profession, whatever be his ashrama, he may be a brahmachari ashrami, grihastha ashrami, vanaprasthi or a sannyasi. It doesn't matter. One who gains his knowledge, he, irrespective of his outer descriptions, definitions, professions, occupation, it doesn't matter. All the time he is in me. And remember, you just cannot know this. Who he is realized, you can't, because this is a very, very subjective thing. Who is abiding in self? How will you know? So stop giving certificate to others. Who is Mahatma? Is this fellow Mahatma? Is that fellow Mahatma? Mind your own business. Hmm. You will never know. Sarvatha vartamanopi. So yogi mai vartate. Externally, you will never know. So that's why there is a beautiful Zen story, you know. The Shishya goes to that Zen master. Now, sir, before realization, what you are doing? He said, chopping wood, carrying water. Chopping wood, carrying. Okay, after realization, chopping wood, carrying water. Story is over. Zen story over. So while ignorant also, he was chopping wood and carrying water. After enlightenment also, he's chopping wood and carrying water only. People expect so many things. So maybe after enlightenment, there's a halo around the head, golden color, you know. Then you can, oh, this fellow is realized. See, light is there. All these wrong notions are there. Hmm. You see, sarvadha vartamanopi sayogi mai vartate. What about his relationship with others? Atmopamyena sarvatra. He sees others as himself. Samam pashyati. And therefore, sukham vayadi vadukham. When the other person is joyful, he is happy. When the other person is miserable, he is also miserable. You see, his pain is my pain. Many times people have this wrong notion. Once you become spiritual, you become insensitive. Somebody is suffering and I don't care. What is this? Oh, detachment. What detachment is this? See what is written. Sayogi paramomata. Such a yogi is the highest yogi. Bhagavan gives a certificate also. Somebody is suffering and you are suffering. You are feeling the pain. It is not his pain. It is your pain. To that extent, Atmopamyena, there is oneness. All the great deeds done in this world, they are by truly saintly people. Why? They just could not sleep seeing the misery of others, suffering of others. Gurudev gained knowledge in the Himalaya. Why did he come down? We could have stayed with Aponji Maharaj itself. My job is done, Baba. No, no. Then he felt as though Ganga is speaking to me. My dear child, you got your knowledge. Look at me, how I am coming down to serve others, though I am born in Himalaya. Isn't it your responsibility? You have gained this knowledge to give it to others. You have that ability. Why don't you use the ability and put an end to the sufferings? Because of the lack of this knowledge, so many people are suffering. He could not stay there. Mm. Many times people think, oh, this path of spirituality is selfish. I think of my realization. That's it. And therefore, they separate from society, they do their meditation, and maybe they will get enlightened. What kind of life is this? Selfish life. Selfishness and spirituality can never go together. The necessary condition for spiritual evolution is selflessness. Hmm. The more and more you are selfless, the more and more you progress fast. Selfishly you meditate and do this, nothing will happen. Hmm. All these things should be very clear. These are all the wrong notions in the society. Oh, he's worried only about his self-realization. He's very selfish. So he gave up everything and went. You can't. Hmm. Now, actually, this topic is over, but Arjuna asked two questions. Very, very important questions. The first question, let us see. Arjuna Uvacha Yoyam Yogastvaya Proktaha Samyena Madhusudana Etasyaham na pashyami Chanchalatvat sthitim sthiram Yoyam yogastvaya proktaha Samyena madhusudana Etasyaham na pashyami Chanchalatvat sthitim Chanchalam hi manah Krishna Pramathi balavadrudham तस्याहं निग्रहं मन्ये वायोरिव सुदुष्करम् चञ्चलं हि मनः कृष्ण प्रमाथि बलवदृढम् तस्याहं निग्रहं मन्ये. Arjuna now asks a question which commonly comes in our mind, especially when we read this chapter. Bhagavan, yah ayam yoga tvaya samyena proktah. This yoga which you have spoken of quietening the mind, equanimity of mind, silencing the mind, Bhagavan, I don't think it is practical. Chanchalatvat. The nature of the mind, it is so fickle. Etasya sthiram sthitim na pashyami. I don't think it is ever possible to make the mind steady. Because, Bhagavan, the nature of the mind is chanchalam pramathi balavad drudham. Four adjectives are used for mind. Four descriptions of the mind. Number one, chanchalam, fickle. Number two, pramathi, turbulent. It churns. Mathanam means to churn. Hmm. It churns your within. Balavat, very, very strong. Hmm. Strong means what? Your mind is thinking of something, you cannot take the mind and place it in something else. Very, very strong. Drudham means stubborn. If the mind is thinking of something, you can't withdraw the mind. Drudham, stubborn. Mind is fickle, mind is turbulent, mind is strong and stubborn. And you are talking of studying that mind. Tasyaham nigraham vayuriva sudushkaram. It is as difficult as controlling the wind, especially storm. During storm, what do? We don't try to control, we run away from there. Alarm is given. This path, this is the track. Whoever is there, quit. People are moved away because we have no means to control it. That is a kind of mind. You see the comparison here. What are the similarities between mind and wind? Number one, both are unseen. Both are unseen. I can't see my mind, I can't see the wind also. Number two, both are very powerful. Hmm. Number three, both can go in any direction. But there is one difference between storm and mind. What is the difference? Yeah? Mind also settles down in sleep. The difference is I can escape a storm, but I can't escape my mind. Go on, therefore, it is in practice. So, what does Bhagavan say? Let us see. Very famous answer. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Asamshayam Mahabaho Mano Durnigraham Chalam अभ्यासेन तु कौन्तेय वैराग्येण च गृह्यते असंशयं महाबाहो मनो दुर्निग्रहम् कौन्तेय वैराग्येण च गृह्यते असंयतात्मना योगः दुष्प्राप इति मे मतिः वश्यात्मना तु यतता शक्यो वाप्तुमुपायतः असंयतात्मना योगः दुष्प्राप इति मे मतिः वश्यात्मना तु यतता शक्यो वाप्तुमुपायतः. Bhagavan says, Arjuna, you are absolutely right. Asamshayam mahabaho manaha durnigraham chalam. What you said is right. Controlling the mind is very, very difficult. It is durnigraham, very difficult to control, and chalam, very difficult. It is definitely difficult, but it is not impossible. But then Bhagavan, what is the way? Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. These are the two ways. Number one, abhyasa. Number two, vairagya. This is the way. Very, very useful tip. Hmm? Vairagya means dispassion. Abhyasa means practice. Hmm. Arjuna, asanyatatmana. A person who has no control, indisciplined person. Yoga dushprapa. It is not possible to practice yoga for him. He will never succeed. But vashyatmana tu yatata shakyah abhaptum upayatam. But those who strive in this direction, abhyasa vairagya, in the right way, definitely he can conquer his mind. There is no doubt about it. Now, what is this abhyasa vairagya? It is a different topic, separate topic that we will see tomorrow. Very important topic. ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ